Okay, so let me make sure my mic is working. Okay, testing. Can everybody hear me? Okay, gotcha. All right, okay. So welcome everybody. You are tuning in to another episode of the Chronicles of Lola here on Knowledge and Relationships. And yes, it's my segment tonight. Okay, I know you seen me yesterday. It was cutting up. People thought they had one up on me, but they had 5 down. Just had to say that now that nobody's around. So I have a special show tonight. I know you usually see me on here with a bunch of men going back and forth, scrapping, whooping ass. But tonight I have something different. I will have a panel of ladies, and we will be discussing, as you see in the thumbnail, polygyny, and our opinion on that. Tonight, we will be having a bit of a basis for this conversation, but we will bring you all into that soon enough. But I want to introduce everyone here. First up, we have, let me see if I am, there we go. Here we go. We have the lovely ladies here. As you know, Miss Robbie, you guys see her, and Love Shack, you guys definitely know her around. And I am very grateful you guys tuned in on a Friday with me, because I know you could have been a lot of places doing some great things, but you were here with me. So I am very appreciative. So let me say this, right? Mr. Best saying he won. You see what I'm saying? They still fighting from yesterday. So tonight's show is about polygyny, right? But what it's about truly is about a week or so ago, I was watching Six the Goddess, her channel, and there was a video that she posted or she made, and it was entitled "Men Benefit from Monogamy More Than Women." And what was interesting about that is that she made it very clear that monogamy is a man's benefit. It's not a woman's benefit. So I was like, what is she trying to say? So it piqued my interest. So I watched it, and I found a lot of her points to be very, very interesting. Because if you're from a certain school of thought, you may not understand what she's really getting at. But if you're from maybe a different one, you may say, you know what, I totally get it. Now for copyright reasons, I can't play her video, whatever the case may be. You guys can definitely look her up. 6 SIX the Goddess, GODDIS. If you guys want to go over and check her out. In this video, men benefit from monogamy more than women. Monogamy is for men. You guys can check that out in full. It's like an hour and some change, but it's a really good video. But there were some points that she made in the video, and I just wanted to kind of go over it. And let me say this. The theme really is The merchant is not the king, right? That's the theme. Now, with that being the theme, I'll say this, and I'll let you guys answer this, right? Okay, so essentially, as a species, right, we have learned to adapt, right? Like that's what we do. We adapt, we evolve, things like that. There's this misnomer going around that women's natural nature is to be in polygynous marriages with men, like having multiple wives. That's our natural nature, right? Because that's what we should do because they are polygynous. Okay. And I something didn't sit right with me with that because I understood that historically women have been bought, like they've been controlled to a degree. They've been essentially slaves in history. So for you to say what their nature is, they're not in a natural position for you to really understand what their nature is. So my thing is, I've understood women to be a species that knows how to adapt, not so much come into our quote unquote nature of wanting to share men, because as both of you women can attest to, women don't want to share men. Even the side chick, she don't want to really share that man. She's just hoping to catch him away from the wife in hopes that he'll stay with her. She's not really trying to share him, like, unless it's 100% transactional, like, 304 circumstance in a hotel. But just because she's willing to, let's say, share the penis for a little bit, she's not trying to really share him because she got hopes and aspirations of, as that girl Derek Jackson is seeing, of being chosen. It's like, you sleeping with a married man, why are you worried about being chosen? But okay. That's what I'm saying. That right there tells me that a woman's nature is not to necessarily be garnered like in that way. It's just too much that go against it. So when Six the Goddess had made this video, I felt like what she was really trying to say is a woman's nature is to get with the man that she can most benefit from. And if that man just so happens to be with other women, it's about benefit. And so if we really practice polygyny, it wouldn't benefit, let's say, 90% of the population of men, because the top 10% of men would literally suck up all the women, and there would be a deficit of marriage greater than what we have now. That's essentially what her video is coming to, in terms of, like, she gave an example of like the monkeys experiment where they were talking about polygyny amongst monkeys, where male monkeys learned to adapt to how female monkeys, what they like. Meaning you have the big monkey he has all of the females that he's impregnating, and none of the other monkeys can have a female mate because you got one monkey with all the women. So what they do is they offer the female something that the big monkey isn't, which is constant gifts all the time. They give the monkey constant gifts, and in hopes that she will leave that big monkey and come with him. So essentially what I got from the video with Six is she's saying that monogamy, and she did say this quote, she said monogamy is the best thing that most men, and I'm talking about most men up to the 1%, can offer women. Like, that's the best you can offer a woman, because let's be honest, polygyny, as much as it might be a cultural issue, okay, person to person, most people are not in satisfactory relationships within polygyny, with 70% of women not climaxing. They're just not. So I'm like, look, if you think polygyny is like something women should be okay with, because I hear some men saying you should be okay with me cheating. Well, you have to substantiate that with something concrete in biology or in the culture. So either way, my position was, yes, I agree that monogamy was made a norm for men that were not rich. And I mean, well, I'll get into another point she made about the money piece as far as men biologically as it pertains to polygyny. But I wanted to get your thoughts on just the idea of monogamy becoming a norm to benefit, let's say, your regular smuggler guy that is not a millionaire or the top 1%, so that everyone can, in a sense, share in the pot, which is obviously the women. What are your thoughts on that?
First of all, I don't particularly like being compared to monkeys. That's an issue. But men should be monogamous simply because they want to. Like, you don't know one woman well enough, much less 2 or 3. And I do think that biological component is a factor. 60% of women are not reaching orgasm. So you're not sexually satisfying your partner. You want women to go 50-50 with you on bills. You're not doing 50% of the work when it comes to raising the children. So she's getting a headache for some things that she can handle on her own, including an orgasm. What's the benefit to a woman to allow you as a man, because you have a penis, to just run around willy-nilly? Heck, most of these men don't even know how to utilize their mouth. If you're not going to bring your woman to a complete orgasm with your penis, you have mouths, you have fingers. Right. Dude, make a move. Dude, let me be quiet. It's supposed to be. I'm not going to be too naughty.
So are you saying that that monogamy is supposed to be a good thing for the men? Like the men benefit more than the female? Or the female is supposed to benefit more than the men?
No. According to her, and that's the first time I heard that position. According to her, monogamy benefits men. It does benefit women, but it benefits men more because essentially, if you take monogamy off the table, every man has to compete for what they can garner in terms of like what they can kill, what they can catch. And so monogamy, in a sense, gives them a sense of entitlement that each and every one is owed a wife. When in reality, a polygynous society says, listen, if you can't be top dog, you won't get no women. Only the top dogs get women. So that makes it weird. So now men don't have to compete as much because monogamy says one woman for most of the population, and therefore, because that's the case, then there is a higher chance of an average guy to below average guy getting a wife versus the king or the top 10%. So I'm like, in reality, that doesn't really help or hurt women. Like it's very neutral for us. Like it's just very neutral. Either we get a top tier guy or we get a husband, which either way we still getting a husband. So it doesn't really help us or in any way. It helps them, but it doesn't. So that's why I kind of agree with her when she said, well, this monogamy thing, it benefits the average man more than it benefits women in any circumstance. It benefits them more. Not that it only benefits them.
It benefits the average man more. And now when I think about it, like now that I'm actually like listening and you were telling like about the video, number one, I definitely need to go watch that video. But now that I sit here and I think about like the average guy, and then I think about like the whole monogamy thing, like it kind of does benefit them more than it does like the average woman. Like, because for men, it's like, okay, I'm average. And a lot of the times, at that time, like whoever he chooses, that's probably the best woman that he's going to get. So she's like, okay, well, and usually women, to me, it's easier for us. We can have less, but still get more from a man, from any type of man. So when we choose to settle into monogamy, it's like, okay, well, we are going in there like, well, I have to be okay with not being pleased every time we have sex. I have to be okay with being the first one up with the kid. I have to be okay with changing my schedule. Like, for an example, like as a mother, I know, so I know I got to go to the gym, then I got to come home and handle my baby. So it's like, I got to fit everything in all together. Whereas the man is kind of just chilling, like, Evie, I'm here type of deal. So when I think about it like that, it does kind of like benefit them more because they are in a more like safer position mentally because they got a woman at home, whether they're pleasing her sexually or not, she's still gonna cook for him and she's still gonna have that dinner ready and she gonna be doing everything like that. So when I think about it like that, that is really interesting.
Yeah.
I disagree completely because
really,
because with women, sex is like energy. So that's why a lot of these relationships are not working. Like, take for instance, best movie ever, Baby Boy. Girl was not feeling him at all. She was ready to walk out the door, do her own thing. What did he do? He gave that energy transfer. Now it's Jody, my Jody. She up cooking and she cleaning. And unfortunately, that's an accurate depiction of most women and men in relationship. The man could be a complete, less than amicable mate. But if he's given that right energy in the bedroom, then a woman is going to swallow a lot more. So if you're not pleasing a woman sexually, you're not pouring into her mentally, financially, you're in a struggle. All of the emotional strain and responsibility for the household is really on her. The sex has to be A++. Otherwise, she gonna start looking at you like, dude, I can't even stand how he breathes. Why is he here? And that's when you get people leaving relationships and then them blaming the women because ultimately there was a lack of satisfaction because her requirements were inconsequential.
I see what you're saying. Well, Robbie, to that point, right? Do you think that he would be laying down pipe as good as he is if he had to financially support 3 women in 3 different households? Like, not sleep with 7 and go back to her cooking every night. No, he had to actually get up and satisfy and support and be there for everybody's children in 3 different households with multiple children. Do you think he would be laying down pipe as good if he had to do that on an everyday basis with 3 wives, not 1 wife and a few chicks that he fuck on every now and then?
Absolutely not. I think a lot of these men are delusional at best. Like, they are constantly fiending for a fantasy. It's a fantasy reality that would be amazing if, like, you could go to Susan's house on Tuesday and Rebecca's house on Wednesday and Kelly's house on Thursday. Now you the man because you bouncing around. But when you really start to look at the majority of these dudes, like, let's be honest, they can't please their woman on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So if you don't have the energy to please one woman on 3 days consecutively, will you really have that energy for 3 different women? And I know, we just have vaginas, so we don't know. Like, stop it, 5. Like, it works how it works. It might get up in the morning, but just because you could last for a few minutes, let's just say 3 to 5. I think that's like the average 3 to 5. That's not satisfaction. That's you coming out of your shell. But is that really satisfaction for the woman?
Hell no, because half the time she can reach us. So no.
Right. That's not. It's not. Yeah. And then, let me say this: like, I've been in a polygynous relationship for 2 years. And what I realized in that relationship is that when he would come over for the days he would come over, right? I mean, things were great, right? It's like you don't live with that person day to day for you to really know them. Like you said, Robbie, earlier, like, you don't know people. So it's more like you're dating all the time. But at the same time, for those other, let's say 25 or 20, 24 days out of the month when I'm alone, yeah, I get that itch. I want to have, I want to come home and actually get laid up with my man, but I can't do that because it's not my turn, and it's like that gets old real fast.
Wait, so if you were in a polygynous relationship, were you not allowed to have other people you were seeing?
That was the general idea, yeah.
So he could do whatever he wants, but you had to sit around and wait on him.
That was the idea, yeah.
See, this is another thing that makes me always feel like this polyamorous talk is disingenuous, because if we're really going to be this open about our emotions and who we love it and who we not loving, everybody should be free to love whomever. It's just another way for men to be low rent, honestly.
Yeah. And honestly, in that circumstance, it became, for me, it became extremely transactional, so that I couldn't talk about how I feel, what's in my heart space, because it's like, it's not your turn, it's not your day, you're taking up too much time, it's her time. And it was very business, when in places where it shouldn't be business. And it did get to a point that even on a sexual tip, like, it's like, I could sense he didn't want to get too close, because if he got too close to me, that affects his feelings for somebody else. I could sense that, and I didn't like that. And here's the thing, I explored that because somebody said, well, listen, why don't you try it, see if it's for you? Just like with the guy that wasn't black, I tried, see if it was for me. It wasn't, for me. So I did try it. I tried. But the thing is, when I tried it, I realized why so many people don't want their daughters in polygyny, even if they practice polygyny. Like, they don't want their daughter being a second and third wife, despite the fact they got 5 wives. Like, I've seen that. And so when I was in it, I'm like, listen, emotionally, there's blocks. Physically, there's blocks. It's like everybody keeps talking about, like, some men we know. Okay, I'm not going to name no names right now. But some men we know have said, well, if you put your money together and she put her money together and we all put our money together, then we all have money together and it's going towards a bigger vision. My thing is, what? That's not how polygyny goes.
No, that's pimping. So can we just get down to brass tacks? The men on these spaces are talking about pimp culture. They're not talking about polygyny in the truest sense of the word, or the intention behind it. They want to be pimps. They want to have a whole harem of women. They want to exist off of women's money. And that's not how this thing works. That's not how this goes, Jake. If you want to sit there and have multiple women, you are supposed to be the water bearer. You are supposed to be the covering over all of those women. So, like, I don't know if you guys know, but I actually was a practicing Muslim at one point. So they're talking about, thank you. Yeah, they're talking about other cultures and what that looks like and how that works. But even in the Muslim culture, you can't have more than one wife unless, number one, the first wife approves, and number two, you can financially support. So if we're talking about a group of men that on the median are making $69,000 a year, and have child support of $437 a month as an issue. We talk about average rent being, you know what I'm saying, what? Right. At least $24,000 a year. What are we left with? It's a pittance. So a woman should share a pittance of a life.
Right.
They can't do it. They ain't doing it.
Right.
But sure, I wanted to know, how long did you last when you was doing the
polygyny thing?
Yeah, the polygyny thing. How long did you make it work?
It was working for me for the first year. It was extreme courting. But after that first year, when things started to get more serious, that's when I started noticing things that just wasn't supposed to exist. And it's like, when people say, look, we're in this lifestyle, right? That lifestyle should benefit everyone. And the way I grew up under Islam, or let's say Orthodox Islam, was that when you talk about polygyny, that you're practicing polygyny for the sake of the ummah, the community. So, like, you might choose your first wife, right? Like she said, but your second wife might be a widow with 3 kids. Your third wife might be a woman that is extremely ugly because she can't get anyone and her father is getting old. Your fourth wife might be or whatever, but you usually don't choose, and you're not the only one that chooses. I remember I went on, this is before him, but I went on a date, well, yeah, it was almost like a date. I was planning the date, right, with the guy. And I asked him, he was Muslim and he practiced polygyny. And I asked him, I said, well, look, you saying you got a wife and you guys are interested in bringing in another wife. I said, will she be coming to dinner with us? And I'm only saying that because it's like, is this going to be a you and me one-on-one interview, or am I talking to both of you? He said, he literally came out his mouth and said, she don't run me. I do what I want to do. And I said, hold on, brother. That's not how it goes in Islam. That she has rights over you, even as your wife in polygyny. So the fact that you think this is about somebody running over you, nah, that ain't happening. I'm good. And so I literally like had to hang up the phone on that one. But it just goes to the point that, yeah, this is out here in the West, this is pimp culture. Polygyny in the West is pimp culture. That's it. It's nothing else but that. Even if a man has money, what is he doing? He not going to the community and picking up women that need like covering. No, you know what he's doing? He's picking from the top tier type of women that are looking for men getting bags that are Instagram models or somewhere near it. Okay?
But they're not even top tier though. They're just these regular smuggler girls who go get operated on, and then they get these bodies, and then they just go to certain surroundings, certain events, certain places.
Right.
And then they just happen to run into that right guy that knows this person and that person know that person. Right. And then boom, all it takes is for you to sleep with one person with all this money, and now you in there. So I do get what you're saying. So they want all these women, but it ain't like they really doing a good thing. They just out here. They just pumping and dumping and maybe buying a bag every now and then. But I mean, they don't really be caring about her mental state or kids or none of that shit.
Yeah. And keep in mind, go ahead.
What they really want is, you know, men in America, Western society, have an unnatural addiction to pornography. Let's be honest. So what they want is what they see in the X videos, XN, whatever that the boys watch nowadays. I can't keep track of it. But they want that in real life, and they're so self-absorbed and self-obsessed with their own phallus that their overindulgence in pornography also makes them unable to perform adequately.
I've heard that. Yeah. I've heard that. And see, that's what makes it really bad, because they're indulging in what they want, I guess, privately, right? But then, just like with the women, if you use a vibrator too much, it'll really like desensitize you, and so you won't be able to have regular sex. So yeah, you will have to be on 1,000, and most men ain't operating on 1,000 when it comes to sex. So I totally get that. I'm just like, look. At the end of the day, right? If they want to take care of multiple women, it has to be from a position of servicing, not like most men say, and we all know how is this going to benefit me? How is me taking on a woman with kids going to benefit me? That's not my legacy. Meanwhile, polygyny is all about you servicing women like her. Because those boys need fathers. If those boys don't have a father, historically, traditionally, polygyny was not about getting the best looking women or the women that is like, you know, a certain type. It wasn't like that. Maybe for your first wife, sure. But I mean, and you had to be rich. Like it's no in between with that. You had to be rich.
Now, sis, why you hating? You know that's what they're finna say. Why you hating? This man. The service. What service? What's that? Men ain't supposed to serve no women. Women supposed to serve the men. We supposed to submit and bow down. Okay, get a sandwich and shut up somewhere, because it's all about them. It's all about the worship. Now I'm gonna tell y'all. So catch right. They did an archaeological dig underneath of Noah's Ark in Turkey, in Mount Ararat, right? And when they dug, they found the Cattle-Hayek Society. Now, the Cattle-Hayek Society was a matriarchal religion where women were gods, and they were kind of turning men into eunuchs, right? So the men were so mad in that society that they actually killed off the deities and turned Western religion, or religion as a whole, into a patriarchal society. Like, if you go by that ideology from those deities, this is why you have so much adverse tension in the world, because it's the spirit of that entity still being passed through the male, you know what I'm saying, portion of the species. And they are still bucking against the fact that women are the deities. And it's very interesting because when we look at like how we look at Mother Earth, Gaia, where's the male deities? Zeus?
What about what is it? Hercules?
Yeah.
I forgot.
Thor and all of them, the Marvel heroes. No, I mean, they do have their origins in Greek mythology, but Greek mythology post-dates the original story of the deities. And when that is, verified by actual archaeological remains, what are we talking about here? And it speaks to the angst and a lot of hate that men have. To be quite honest with you, I was reading a psychological study where it was stating that men are really homosexual mentally. And the only reason they don't fully act out on those desires is because it's frowned upon in society for them to sleep with each other.
Now you know they're gonna cuss you out, Robbie, when they hear this shit.
Yeah,
I don't care.
They gonna be like,
didn't you say that we was? No, that's Kevin Samuels. He said it first. He said it
right.
first.
He said finger in the butt, right? He said put your finger in the butt.
I don't think nobody else caught that but us.
I tell you to go get a bidet, go get no cottonelle wipes. He said why your booty that loose? Let me shut up. If it don't apply, let it fly, gentlemen. But if you want to smoke, already.
What's up, Queen? How are you?
Good. Hello.
Listen. When he said that we don't need women because we could have male companions, and then talked about the Greco-Romans whose mantra was women are for heirs, children, men are for pleasure. That was their whole thing, and that's what he was talking about. And I was like, am I the only one hearing this? But here's the thing, right? I do believe that men are delusional, right? And this whole monogamy thing has created this entitlement where they feel like, well, you're supposed to be cooking for me. No, women are supposed to be cooking for the men that garner them to do that the most. This is why Pookie and Ray Ray is so popular, because they exemplify certain male traits that women naturally are attracted to. So it's like you could have a high value Pookie, right? Like let's say Future. Why do you think these women are lining up to have his baby? Because having his baby means you're set for life. And like a woman needs to be provision for, right? So I'm sitting here like, if all women started practicing polygyny, suddenly most men wouldn't be able to get a wife, let alone a girlfriend, unless they're giving her gifts. They wouldn't.
When we having this conversation, why is it that it's frowned upon for women to have multiple men? I mean, I thought we were living, hearts open, hands open, free sex for everybody, love is life, Woodstock, hippie, whatever. Like it's another poverty and slave mentality concept. You want commodities, not really love, if we're honest.
Right. A lot of men just want the perks what come with it, but the love part is, a lot of men don't. And here's the thing, you have a small portion of men that are, but they don't represent the vast majority. So obviously it's less of them in society. So that makes sense. But I'm sitting here and I'm saying that when we get in these spaces and people throw it in our faces about how if we want to be with good men, we have to be okay with them cheating. First of all, even in polygyny, right, you're not allowed to cheat. That's not what that is. Again, we talking about pimp culture out here. Okay. But at the same time, if you're gonna say, well, a woman needs to be okay with my nature, right? And I forgot who I was talking to about this, but I was saying about wolves, right? Wolves, they're made to attack humans. They will attack you and eat you. But over time, wolves have learned that their nature to attack you is not to their best benefit, because if they kill you, right, that means no more cooked food. That means that they won't be able to sleep on those cotton beds versus that ice. Like, that's what that means. So even a dog understands, even though my nature might be to kill you, that's not to my benefit, so I will not kill you. And for grown men to feel like I can't forego my nature to get a good woman, that's going to support me and do everything that I'm asking for. This is strange, but I will be honest with you. The guy that I was talking to, he said that one woman can't satisfy his entire being, right? Now, keep in mind, by the end of the relationship, I noticed that he had holes in a lot of places in his life. And it's like, if you expect me as a woman to come in your life and fill holes that I didn't create in your life, that is a task that I don't deserve. I really don't deserve. So I pity the dude that will sit here and say, I don't deserve to take care of another man's kids. I don't deserve to take care of a woman that's over a certain age, or whatever the case may be. Meanwhile, they got so many holes that they need so many different personalities in and out of them to satisfy. Men bond with women just like women bond with men, and men take on the spirit of each woman that they essentially have sex with. And if they're gonna take it to the Bible, for instance, right? The Bible says when you have sex, you consummate. That's the marriage. It's not the legal thing. It's the consummation. So if you're marrying all these different women, that means you have all these different quote unquote spirits on you as a man. And so you're going to be erratic. Yeah, you're going to have holes that you expect all these women to fill that none of them are really filling. Like, you can't be vulnerable with 11 females because you're too open. If you're too open, let one female cheat on you and catch a disease. Everybody got it. You got 7 women, one cheat. Now everybody got it. So it's like, no, men are too open with this. And I just feel like there's more risk involved with men sleeping around than it is like, it's like it costs them more. Women, yes, we can get pregnant, sure, but children grow up, right? Men catch a disease, I don't know if that grows up, but children grow up.
This is the thing though, even if they catch the disease, they don't take accountability for that either. It then becomes a woman, right, Shay? It becomes a woman's fault. They don't go to the doctor. They're gonna wait for the woman to go to the doctor to get the medicine. Make sure you get enough medicine to treat me too. Like, these dudes. Can we address this topic real quickly?
Go ahead.
These men running around here complaining about child support every day, but in the same breath, talk about somehow they can populate the world with millions of children. You can't afford the children you have, sirs. You're crying about taking care of the children you have, and the women are actually taking care of the children. So,
well, that goes to the point where they said the reason why they have thousands of sperm, right? The notion is because when they ejaculate and they can count thousands of sperm, that means that they're supposed to be out here putting their penis in as many females as they possibly can because they have thousands of sperm. Last I checked in biology class and in chemistry class, that the reason why men have so much sperm is because a woman's body naturally rejects that chemical, and he needs those thousands of sperms to ensure that she gets pregnant. That has nothing to do with getting with multiple women. That's just an insurance policy that the woman that they're having sex with will get pregnant. That has nothing to do with polygyny.
And that's why only one gets to the egg.
True.
Because they're not even strong enough to swim.
Right. Not only that, but then the way our bodies are set up, that one could get to the egg, and our uterus spins it around and spins the block. It says,
I don't want that.
Going out of here.
Right.
Yep.
I didn't think of that, but that's true. That happens a lot. That happens more than people want to be honest about. That does happen. But now the question is, well, what does that mean? What does that mean? So this idea about like for instance, who was it? Somebody had a girl pregnant, his wife or whoever, and he was like, while she's pregnant, I'm having sex with somebody else because this is my nature to make sure that I give my legacy and make babies because she can only have one child, but I can impregnate. Yeah, and I was like, I was a little befuddled behind that because I'm like, most men when they got to go to work and come home and take care of a crying baby and have to deal with everything, they not really trying to do that with 4, 5, and 6 women at the same time. Like,
well, it shows you that. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, all I was saying is a lot of them can't even really handle the one that they got. They can't go to work and come home and take care of a child full time and do this, that, and the third. They can't do that. Kind of like what Rob B said. They want to go out here and just be sticking their thing and everything, but they crying about child support every month. But they want to go in here and then they blame the woman, for keeping the baby, having a baby, and then they go through a whole denying phase. This, that, and the third. But it's like, it's a possibility because you put your thing in there. So, like, I'm confused. And you ain't even had no hat on, no protection. So you mad that you is a possibility. Like, it's just ridiculous.
It's so ridiculous that even when I was a child, I understood that concept, right? But I couldn't understand why boys at the time and men now just don't understand the concept that any act of sex is meant to end in procreation. Any act, that's what it's meant to do. So if you do that, essentially you're saying you want this child. So you cannot sit there and say, well, having the baby is on her, when in reality, well, she can't impregnate herself. So you're doing it for her. Then she accepts it, and then she decides, her body decides, let's keep the baby, and then all of that. It's like, it's getting so ridiculous that now I'm starting to question, well, what does it mean for a man to like want a baby? Like, what does that mean? Does that mean he want a pair bond with the woman? Because I heard somebody was saying that when a man doesn't love the woman, right, he can't really bond with the child if he don't love the woman. I've heard that.
When men say they want to have a baby, what they really saying, ladies, is that your toto is fuego. Okay? Do not have no babies with them dudes. If a dude is inside your body talking that talk, I don't care if you right there at the edge and it's about to be a whole monsoon. Get up. Run away. Go in your bathroom. Get you a VCF. Get you like 3 of them. Put them up in the spot. Protect your womb, okay? Black women, save yourself. Don't do it. You should be planning children legitimately, like ovulation trackers. Like, how does this work for us financially? If a man is not coming to you with that talking to you with that talk, don't be shocked when he's a whole clown. Like,
right.
Look at how he's proposing the topic.
Right. And honestly, I had to accept that because I've had that happen to me. And when it started to click with me, I realized, that anytime it starts off a certain way, you can guarantee what their attitude is going to be later on. You can guarantee it. Like, it's literal math. And the fact that when women come to the table and we say, look here, okay, if you're going to impregnate me and you don't want to equally like take care of the child, right? You're gonna get enforced. It's gonna be an enforcement circumstance. And my thing is, like, I hear some men, not all, but I hear some men saying, I don't want nobody forcing me to pay for the children I've made with all these different women. However, there's some men, a lot of men, if it wasn't for that enforcement, they would not do it. It's like people forget that.
They do, but so one time I was actually a couple of times I've been on a panel, and I share with them my personal experience. So me, I didn't have children, so I was 32, 36. Fully planned out because I was like, all right, I want to have some children before I get over a certain age. Now I'm telling them, it's a good idea to sit down when you're planning children, create some contracts. this is what we're going to do in life in the event that we are no longer together. Have it in writing to the courthouse, get it filed, make it a legal, enforceable document. Oh, Robbie, you're crazy. Robbie be talking that foolish shit. She don't know what she's talking about. Meanwhile, back in the ranch, I don't have the issues with child support. It doesn't matter how much, their father's making or isn't making. We have we have a schedule of arrangements based on whatever to whatever. Like, so he can be comfortable living his life. I can be comfortable living my life. And it's like, if we stop having these oops babies and start being intentional with our reproduction, intentional with our finances, maybe, just maybe, the community could get out of poverty mindset and out of the struggle. Let me be quiet.
So people was judging you for protecting yourself, basically. And let me guess, it was women who had an issue with that?
No, it was men. Black people don't do that, Robbie. Black people, you sound crazy. I be telling women don't have sex with them. No sex before commitment.
You for doing that. I think that you were actually thinking, because I know for me, I had my first child at 30, and it was, kind of like a planned thing too. I'm just not about to go in with somebody without like an actual plan of action, whether we make it or not. I think that's like a smart thing to do. So whoever the hell ain't doing that, like, I don't know what the hell wrong with y'all, but I would probably, I'm kind of with you on that one.
But see, when you're not having an oops baby, that means that you're carefully looking at who you possibly would have a child by. And when you do that, essentially when you judge all the men, most men are not going to qualify when you say, okay, let me plan a baby out. Now, when I plan the baby out, there's qualifications that needs to be met. Your pool of men gets real small when you start talking about who qualifies to have a child. Like,
it damn so do.
It really.
No, ladies, you're supposed to have a child with Tyrone with the good hair, light eyes.
I know, right?
You can say the good guy.
No, the good hair and the light eyes. You're supposed to want
good hair, light eyes, no job,
flashy. You know what I'm saying? God forbid we actually start, procreating with intent. Okay, how intelligent are you? Mm-hmm. What is your, your drives? What is your, like your daily drivers? What are your faults? Because everything we do in life is based on genetics, dominant and recessive traits. So you got to look at somebody's good and bad qualities. You got to look at your good and bad qualities. You got to kind of figure out how that's going. But again, listen, I know I'm a reel it in, lower it down, because people be like, Robbie, I think they just don't understand what I'm saying sometimes. And it's like, if we were a community of learned people, these conversations wouldn't be so difficult to have, because I think a lot gets lost in translation as well.
Yeah. And what you're saying is really basic, honestly, when it comes to the raw truth of the matter. It's like, if you have knowledge of yourself and you don't put yourself in certain positions, other things won't happen, right? However, when you tell men or women, just don't give them babies, right? Even though men are complaining about single mothers, they will still have a problem with what you're saying, because essentially you're saying to women, choose up. And most men subconsciously understand that if a woman chooses up, they're not choosing them. Now, I did, like, for instance, the whole MGTOW movement, right? These is a movement full of men that have not been chosen. Same thing on the other side in some of these other pills, right? You're talking about a huge group of non-select men, and they mad because they're not being chosen. But here's the thing: when women lower their standards, like, Mr. Kevin Samuels wanted women to do, they tend to choose down. And when they choose down, what happens? Marriage doesn't go up. Baby daddies go up. The child support system go up. That's what happened. But you see, what's going on is, you would think that a man would say, look, I can't afford to be polygynous, like, because I got to take care of my 3 kids by her. I can't bring on like a bunch of women with a bunch of kids everywhere, because then that's not going to make me viable for no woman, because they're relying on monogamy. They're relying on the fact that no matter how many baby mamas I have, no matter how many kids I have, no matter what age I am, no matter how well my penis works, no matter what the deal is, I still deserve and am entitled to a good woman because women should be monogamous and they should be monogamous towards me. And honestly, right, just like they say some women are delusional with like these high expectations that don't really make any sense, like you need somebody making $600,000 a year. Well, what? And you live in what hood? But okay. I'm just saying, so it's the same thing. It's balanced. It's really balanced out here. And it's just getting real Twilight Zone-ish, because I get tired of coming to conversations where men are saying, well, listen, if you want a select man, you're gonna have to be okay with him exercising his options. And like it wasn't this stream, right? But it was another one where I said, look, when you really think about it, pound for pound, ain't no options out here. It really, it's like you got sexual options, right? As a man, and even as a woman, you got sexual options, but do you really have any options out here? Like most women cannot say, I got 4 men that are great men. They all are intellectual. They all love me. They all are providers. They're all generous. They all spiritually guided. They all this, they all that, and they all equally want me. Most women ain't walking around saying that. They walk around saying, I got 60 dudes that want to put it in me tonight, and one of them might care about me in the future, but he not sure.
But
this is the thing. How dare you? How dare you say women should be looking for intellectual capacity? You know what I'm saying? Emotional intelligence and spirituality. No, sis. They're supposed to be looking for the man that's going to make them feel like that Rose does. And whoever invented that Rose, a curse upon you and your family. What is you doing out here to these women? Like,
I'm about to give me one.
No, you're not. No, you're not. I rebuke it in the name of Jesus. You have
I'm just being honest with you, because to be honest with you, I feel like women, just like with Jared Jackson, right? That men should be able to look at women like the way we operate and kind of see the truth and see past the bullshit, right? Like they say, women don't care about monogamy. They'll be with one man and all congregate, right? Because that's how it should be, right? But then you see them like fighting each other for the top slot. That's not polygyny. Polygyny would mean you have no innate natural desire to be top slot with a man. That's what that really would mean. But people keep talking about how our nature is polygynous, and I'm like, what makes you think your nature is polygynous? Like, what makes you think that? Now, mind you, like with her, right, with Six the Goddess, she brought up the example of the monkeys, right, in that experiment. But if I want to say, look, there's monogamous species out here too that are more like us than not. There's polygynous species out here as well. If we compare men to lions, because they love lions, when a male lion loses a fight to another male lion, the first thing that male lion do is kill all of the children. And the female lions might resist a little bit, but they will lay down with that new male lion the same day and allow themselves to get pregnant. That's because that's their nature. Is that our nature as humans? No. So why in the hell are men constantly using the term pride, like my women, my pride, lions, and all of that, and they always comparing themselves to lions, the most vicious creatures in the world, where the women, I think you mentioned that, Raw B, about how, maybe I'm wrong, but how the female lions are the ones that actually take care of the male lions, is not the other way around in part. Yeah.
What I said was, these men always act like the male lion does absolutely nothing. The female lions take care of the cubs and they feed the whole entire pride. But the male lion has to get up and walk around the perimeter. I didn't even take them that deep, sis, where that's why you're never gonna have no money, you're never gonna have no bitches. If a next lion come around, you take it all your stuff. Like, it's game over. You have to be strong enough. You have to be powerful enough to protect everything you covered. These, and shade, this is all tea, all shade. These men on these panels aren't even strong enough to protect their talking points, much less their women.
But look at the monogamous point there. It's like you got a one man that got multiple women, right? But then you got another man that can't get multiple women, but he want that one woman that he got. So he like, okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna come in and try to sweet talk her. I'm gonna come in and try to take him in. What do men say? Just like Six the guy that said in her video, your girl chose me. That's because you relying on monogamy. You relying on that girl leaving that high quality man and getting with you, and that makes you feel like now you can stick an S on your chest because you took another high quality man's woman. Now, would you feel the same way if you took a homeless man's chick that's homeless with him? Like, yeah. You wouldn't feel the same. So it's like some, you know, I truly do believe that this whole monogamous thing, as most men would say. They say that, like my father said it, he was like, he believes that women created marriage. That's what he said. This was a long time ago. And my father's old. He hasn't really read much. He didn't graduate middle school. But I understand why the older generation is ignorant. But if in 2022, nobody should be that ignorant to still think that women are the reason why marriage exists. And it's to benefit women, when in reality, women were a consequence of marriage. Marriage essentially was men trading off women for financial gain. That's all it was initially. And then it turned into, you know, the whole monogamy thing, so that the merchant, the peasant guy, he could get a wife just like anybody else. He might not be able to get more than one, but he could at least get one woman, because it's not like all the women are looking for the top 10% of the men in the country, which obviously is the king and people in his court. So, you know, it's like when men really pound for pound say, am I the king or am I the merchant? That tells you, do you deserve more than one woman? No, you don't. You really don't. And I don't know why they keep saying, well, I could afford multiple women on a menial salary. She just got to be okay with, you know, what I can provide. Yes and no. It's like if I got a guy and I'm the only one he dealing with, and all he can afford is, let's say, a $300,000 home, that's one thing. But if he got me and he dipping in something else, and all he can afford is that, and now I gotta share that with other women, like that's not an incentive for me. That is really not. The incentive for me is to wait for a guy to come through that can take care of what he trying to do, or give me monogamy. Because I think when men say, look, I'm gonna be monogamous with you, that is the incentive for them to say, okay, I'm gonna stick with you and not that guy over there that's high value. I'm gonna stick with you because you're giving me what he's not, which is monogamy. And it just goes back to what she said. You don't offer money, you don't offer stability, right? For what higher value men can do. So what else do you have going on? Your penis that is not really, you know, like, what do you have going on? The only card men have to play is the monogamous card, which they do play, but they be lying. They'll say, you know, girl, you know, it's just you, da, 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 and then they be on some Derek Jackson stuff. Like, and I hate the fact that everybody pointing the finger at Derek Jackson. They're not doing the same thing right now. Seriously.
No, sis.
Derek Jackson just got paid off of his.
No, sis. No. They're all great. How dare you? How dare you speak plagues upon them? Okay, they all great. And I mean, no, but seriously though, the talking points.
They don't cheat.
They don't cheat. They just exercise their options, because the last time I checked, options in stocks and bonds and commodities, that's in a very high tax bracket. And if you walk in, you know what I'm saying, at Good Burger, welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger, can I take your order? And you're on social media all day saying, hit that Cash App, hit that Super Chat, hit that like button. Like, what are we talking about? Like, these dudes are trying to go on $40 dates. Like, and I don't want to come off as elitist, because, you know, every once in a blue moon, I could go to Applebee's 2 for $20s and we all right. But that should not be a standard of life. And like, if a woman already is doing her own thing, if a woman has already got her education, which they like try to make us feel like shit about that. Oh my God. And y'all have the most deck as a whatever. If We already got our education. We already getting certain salaries. We're taking ourselves certain places. It's your job to match that energy and double it. Like God created Eve from Adam's rib to complete him. He ripped him apart and created her so that he could be one again. Like I'm telling y'all, this conversation is like one of the best conversations I've had on YouTube, and I've been up here on this platform for a while because y'all are dope. And your perspectives are real. It's real raw. I like it. Like people be up here Hummer stunting for real. Even some of these women.
Tell me
women. Yes, like girl, all you women out here that be trying to shame single mothers and this, that, and the third, but you was a single mother that got swept out the strip club. Stop it, 5. All you ones that be out here sleeping with the whole entire football team, but they get up here and be on that dolls up Hollywood loving hip hop shit. No, we see you. Y'all not even cute girls. Like y'all just full of yourself because men done gassed you. And when your mouth opens, we see how dumb you are. Let me shut up, chat.
Listen. I've heard women say some really whack out things, but here's the thing: it really does come off as some pick me stuff because, again, like you said, they're not saying anything that makes sense. They're only repeating talking points, and they're not making sense of it. Like I could see, okay, you agree with the red pill, whatever, but just understand that when you say that, just give a talking point and substantiate it. But don't just say, for instance, women are supposed to bow down to their men and worship their men and take care of their men. And it's like, okay, the way you just said that, you need to substantiate why you used the term bow down.
Like, but that's some shit that they done heard, goddamn. That's what it is. They just running with it because when they talk like that, supposedly these men of value like it, and now they get looked at and making them feel good. But in reality, I think a lot of them sound dumb as hell. Because I wish I might say bow down to my husband. Now, don't get me wrong, I love him, but honey, you ain't about to treat me like that now. Talking about some bow down.
Bow down?
Yeah. Now look, I cook dinner, I do the cleaning, take care of the kid. Look, I do all that, but honey, bow down and
bow down.
Damn pet, what the hell wrong with you? I know.
And that's why I don't do the word submission. Like when people be saying, will you submit? I be like, listen, I don't do submission because at the end of the day, I'm playing my position. Now, that word position, that submission is like, it reminds me of war. Like I'm basically giving up a fight for you. Now, I do know some men have said it means to come under the mission of, but in reality, they just trying to create new words out of old shit. It's like, no, submission means to give up to a stronger power. And it's like, what am I giving you?
Scary experience. I just think the right man just got to be able to kind of use it right and kind of understand it, because they want to throw around the word submit, but I just see it kind of being used the wrong way. Like for me, I submit to my husband, but it's not a discussion. It's not like he looked me in my face and tell me this is what we're gonna do. Like, no, it's just something that kind of naturally happened because he was naturally in a place to make me feel like that I am safe to do so. But it's not in a way how people are on here submit to you, and then like a weak type of way. Like, I don't know, I can't really explain it, but I know a lot of people get on here and they just make it sound really scary and bad, and I just think it's misused sometimes.
Right.
I actually don't have a problem with submission and the word submission. What I have a problem with is the archaic thought patterns of these men on these panels, and some of these women too. You are not supposed to be submitting to everyone. You are not supposed to be amenable to everyone. So when we're having these conversations, you high key can tell people that ain't never kept nobody. Because I'll be mean and feisty or whatever to the whole wide world.
And love
the person I'm with appreciates that because they already know No, leave her alone. She is mean. If she don't rock with you, she ain't talking to you. So nobody can come to my dude and be like, "Oh well, your girl." No, she didn't. You a whole lie. That's she's mean to people that's not in her circle.
Yeah.
And I'm all right with that. And people be like, "Rob, you did." Yeah, do I know you? Tell me my middle name.
Right. Listen, that is the truth. That is the truth, and I get that too. A lot of people over here, they would say, "Well, you're very." I've had people say, "You're very masculine, right?" And I tell them, I said, "Well, in this environment, sure, I would be exerting more masculine energy than feminine energy, especially if I have to host, and then I have to talk about things that people are already emotionally, about." And stuff, but at the end of the day, in a relationship, that's not my position to be, and obviously I'm not that there. But people seem to think women are a monolith, which goes to the point of when these dizzy ass broads get up here on this pick me shit, that and they talk about how this is how women are supposed to be and stuff, and I'm sitting here like, no, that's not it. It's like, okay, you don't represent me. One, that's not what you do. You don't represent me. But at the end of the day, because you're a woman, in a sense, you do represent me. But what you're trying to do is try to explain to men, I'm the good one because I'm agreeing with you. Never mind what you're talking about and what the further implications of that. For instance, like they said, on a date, in a dating situation, by the third date, you should be serious with a man. And I'm like, okay, I meet you Friday. I go on the date Wednesday. We go on a second date Saturday. And the third date is the following week on Tuesday. I don't know you to be having sex with you. So what do you mean sex by the third date to show you I'm serious? But they will sit there and say, Kevin Samuels, he knew he was the godfather and he was trying to help y'all get husbands.
I'm glad you brought Kevin Samuels back up because I wanted to touch on this when you brought him up before. Unpopular opinion.
Okay.
Kevin Samuels that played in these men's face. Kevin Samuels was speaking to a specific select category and group of men, which he utilized YouTube to become a part of that club because he was not when he first came to the platform. He has legitimately told men that they too do not qualify for the things that they're looking for, and they need to stop being delusional. But these men have only picked up on what he said to black women because the sisters were so damn thirsty to be chosen with this pick-me mentality. They kept going over there. Every single time I would see another viral video, I'm like, did this dumb hoe go over there trying? Nigga, you knew they was never gonna give you nothing higher than a 4. You knew the hell they was gonna ask the script.
Yeah, they knew. They knew. But I will say this, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. I thought Kevin Samuels was just so handsome.
Well, in his later years, he was, but I seen his earlier pictures, and I was like,
now look, forget the earlier, but the old,
forget earlier.
the little old man stage he had going on. I was like, he's so cute. Now he be saying some crazy stuff. I thought he was so cute.
He's so cute. Well, listen. I know it's a conspiracy, but I feel like he wears a man weave because that's how he keep his hairline the way it is. I believe that's a man weave.
Though it really was.
Yeah, that's a man weave. That ain't no real. That's not real.
A lot of these men that be out and about and in the front, you'll be surprised about a lot of the stuff that they be doing now. So
now here's the thing: I don't mind, but I hate when men try to talk about women wearing weave when in reality, it's not that they don't like weave, right? They love weave. They just don't like crazy weave, just like makeup. They like women that wear makeup. They just don't like tranny type makeup. Like that's what they talk about.
I don't know, ladies, because this wig right here, this wig is ridiculous. Okay, she's 26 inches of whatever, and this
that's down my ass. That's how I do.
Listen, I'm telling you now, when they get to talking about weave, talking about where's your natural hair, and then when I see women trying to wear their natural hair, I see these dudes cheating on those women, and I'm not talking about Dark Jackson. And I see these men really showing these other women all this attention. I'm like, look, y'all can keep that. But again, this is what they choose. And what I'm saying is, if men forewent some of the ratchetness that come with them, they wouldn't have so many complaints about women. It's like if you're the type of guy where you've never been with a woman and you're over 30, right? Understand that's not women's fault because they're not choosing you. There's something about you that they're not choosing. So you have to own up to that. But the first thing they want to do is go run to MGTOW, and then they want to sit and start talking about how women are the problem because women don't want to date them. And I'm like, but you're not attractive.
Yeah.
You're just not attractive. So it's like, what's the deal? So then they get mad and they say, well, next girl I get with, she better be good with me being polygynous. And it's like, nigga, ain't nobody about to be good with you being polygynous.
But you know what the crazy thing is? They say they don't want weave, they don't want makeup, they don't want her to be loud and act like this and the third, but they don't know what they want. They just as confused as some of these women out here who don't know who they want their baby daddies to be. Them men really don't know what they want. They say they be in one setting saying they don't like weave, but they be in another talking to a girl that got it all down her thigh. Like, it's just that's why I don't listen to that. I just be doing what I want. Like, I actually hear guys say, oh my God, I hate makeup. Da, da, da. But I'm like, bro, you sitting there talking to a girl with a face full of makeup. Yeah, but it's just to hit it and quit it. Like, it's just too much. I don't believe that shit.
I don't believe it either. And the reason why is because they keep on trying to say that's just what we are sexually attracted to. That's not what
that's what they say.
But here's the problem. It's not about mental or anything. What you desire, what gets your dick hard is what gets your dick hard. It doesn't matter if it's on a chick in the street or your wife. If that particular thing gets you hard, then that's what you desire. So don't tell me you're gonna marry a chick that you have no desire for because she makes you socially look good, but then you're gonna be in a relationship with her while you're not even attracted to her, because the real attraction you have is to the ratchet chicks, like all of that. It's like, stop doing that. It's like, if men are doing that, then they shouldn't complain when women say, oh, well, I got you because you got money and I don't need to love you and respect you. I just need to you to basically stay out my way and just pay my way. That's it. And it's like, it's the same thing. Like, it really is. Like, I don't know how else to say that. Like, women do the same thing men do, but when women do it, we tend to just do it better.
Yeah.
So we benefit of it, but more.
This is a thing. When it comes down to men wanting one type of woman to be their wife and another one to smash, that's Freudian theory, the Madonna whore complex.
What you mean?
So, according to Sigmund Freud, men classify women two ways sexually. Mm-hmm. One that they see is a sexual deviant that they can be completely free with and have complete wanton abandon, and the one that they look at as the Virgin Mary. So that's why some men won't get but so nasty with their wife, because your wife got to kiss your kids. So it doesn't really matter. It's all about how she fits that mold in their mind, because she has to be pristine for the children. So when men are saying things out in their nature, to a degree, they're telling the truth. But this is when we have to start involving ourselves in therapy to make sure we have ego strength balance, and that super ego in that id is in alignment with that ego. Otherwise, you have neuropathy. But that's a whole nother topic.
Just sitting there. I need to get with these words. Like, I really do. Because it sounds good.
I'm writing them down. I'm like, y'all, let me get with this right here, honey.
I need to write it down and remember that so I can sound real good. I need to write it down.
I'm right there with you, okay?
I need to write it down. And well, that's so interesting, because I've always wondered, why is it that a man just doesn't marry the woman that he's sexually attracted to so that he can stay in a relationship with her and not feel like he needs to go elsewhere, right? Mm-hmm. That seems to be the logical thing, but it's not logical for them to do that. But so maybe so that makes sense, that if you don't see women sexually the same,
you're
not no matter how logical it is, you're not going to follow logic. You're going to follow your nature. Now, look what that says. A man that is following nature versus logic. They don't like that. They say women are like that. But I would suppose that they are just like women. They are just as emotional as women. But it's culturally acceptable to say, oh, you're being emotional. You sound like a woman. No, over emotion is something that you would see in a man. Women don't get over emotional because we're women. Like, we're supposed to be emotional. We feel the world. We don't see the world. We feel it. So when a man is over emotional, like it's extremely bad, because that's not supposed to be his position to play. But I'm just listening to some of the arguments that men are saying, and when I really look at it, I'm like, look, I am here to do what benefits me. I am, but I don't want to do what benefits me at the detriment of somebody else, right? Like, that's just not right. But I don't want to be the only one caring about that either. Like, that's also in my nature. Like, if I see that I care more about you than you care about me, and I'm about to, like, something about to happen to me because I'm trying to basically be the good one for you, I'm going to drop you. And that's my nature, to drop you. It just is. And I don't think, as much as people say, well, they're red pill, like, because the red pill is supposed to be men accepting of women's nature and operating within it. Listen, 99% of those men can't operate like that. They can't operate knowing that women are just as sexual as they are and want different types of penises as they want different types of vaginas. Like, if it is. And when a woman commits to you, just as hard as it is for you to commit to her, it is hard for her to commit to you, because she see all these other good smelling men, good looking men, good men that got just as much, men that you see what I'm saying? It's like we have to fight temptation as well. And if we're doing that,
girl, I be having boxing gloves on. Look,
she said, I got my boxing gloves. Like, listen here.
Look, but look, they don't be believing that, but it's true too. That's true, but they don't want to believe it. I agree with you on that one.
Like, baby got that leg shaking, like, try. But a lot of these men, they sexually repressed. Like, come on.
They single though. They keep yelling out they single though. You heard what Kevin Samuel said. Half of all black men are single, no kids, and the other half is half of that with kids. And so basically, they don't have no responsibility, and they ain't married either. So I guess, I don't know.
Right, that's because they sexually repressed. They can't seal the deal. This is why they be mad at the Pookies and the Ray Rays. I'm telling y'all right now, Pookies and the Ray Rays. Shout out to the Pookies and Ray Rays and all the grown men that are not sexually repressed.
Okay,
they handle their business. Like, I be trying to explain to these dudes, like, if you make a woman climax, there's gonna be a different level of imprinting.
Yeah,
and she's going to physically crave you. Like, if you're doing what you're supposed to do in the bedroom correctly, she's going to think about you, and her body is going to have a physical reaction. Baby might need to sit down. She could be in the kitchen cleaning, think about your show. Let me go sit down somewhere. Shit. Like, call you up real quick. Hey, babe, what you doing? You know what? I was thinking about you. What you want for dinner? Oh, I washed the clothes for you.
Right.
I'll see you later.
Right. Yep. But you hear them talking about, well, she can't pair bond because she's had 7 men. Like, whatever. I'm like, look, you done had 700 women, but you worried about her pair bonding for the 7 men in her life. So it's like, okay, fine. Did she climax? I bet you they don't want to know that. I bet you, if I said to a guy that asked me, how many men you've been with? I say, well, listen, it only matters if I climaxed. So therefore, do you want to hear about that? Let's talk about that. You know what I mean?
I don't even know why women be taking the bait and falling for the hype. How many men you slept with? The same amount of men your mama slept with. Stop asking me stupid questions. Like,
get off Facebook.
Leave that mama out of this.
Same amount as your mama. What?
The same amount.
That is funny.
See, Raw be having dudes mad. That's why, because she be coming at him like that.
Be having a mad as hell.
I be trying to let him talk. Raw B don't let him talk. She be just firing out. Last time I seen Raw B, right, she was hitting people with so many like facts that it was just like and nobody could talk. And I was like, what the fuck is going on?
You know, that's what my husband Bruce had told me. He was like, yo, you need to watch this chick, man. And I remember when I first started seeing her, I was just sitting there like, damn. He was like, Shaq, you gotta watch her. Then when I first started seeing her, I was just like, oh, this shit is good. It's on it. It's on it.
Listen, I forgot what she said, but she said something, and it was just so mic dropping. I was just sitting back like, oh, shit, like, who about to get it?
A lot of mic drops for her.
I said, what? But see, she be really having them in their feelings. She do. She be having them in their feelings. And that's where they can't make it. Like, they can't make it in their feelings. Like,
then the fan. It's the fan. The fan.
She like, look here. Okay. And no, I think it was the one where you dropped off after you started talking, and you was like, and I'm out. And then you hit the button.
I'm out. No way. I
said, what the hell? I said, Robbie, she out here just killing niggas wholesale. Like, what? Okay. I wanted to see you stay on. But I was like, she about to you was like, like a gun. I was like, dang. And they was just filibustering. That's all they was doing was filibustering.
He was looking for that next red pill point.
Right. They long stroke. And I sit back a lot of times on these panels and I really listen. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people when they're on these panels, they don't listen. So how can you formulate a response if you're not listening? Correct. And I love it because I'm not gonna hold y'all. Like, I know if I say a certain sequence of words, they're gonna miss every other word, and then they're gonna do an overarching talking point, and it's like, but that's not what I said. Run it back. Yes, that is what you said, Robbie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They be trying to run the tape back on you. They be trying to run the tape back on you. I be seeing it. I be seeing it.
Look, you see it. I be sitting and waiting like. Oh, okay, Robbie, you was right. You ain't say that. I know what I say. It was intentional. Like, they just, like, even with the whole Derek Jackson situation, since we're touching on him lately. Mm-hmm. I did a video and the talking point was, y'all are constantly vilifying women as selfish when they leave the family unit. So don't be celebrating Derek Jackson and his starter wife and the chick with the BBL thighs. That's a joint you want to smash? What is it? Because is he not just as selfish for leaving the family unit? If y'all not saying that, don't talk to me because I'm a flame roast you.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, Robbie was coming at him for being a cheater. Yep, that's exactly what I said. Yes.
But see, here's the thing. We're not really coming at him because he slept with someone, right? It's because when he signed his marriage contract, that wasn't part of it. Like, him and his wife were not swingers. She wasn't with him swinging. Yeah. That's not what it was. So it's like, if it's a contract, and if you break the contract, it's like, dude, this is what you really did. So the thing about it is, right, because they say, well, women break up because of finances and what was it? Finances something.
Before and after. If I meet you looking like a whole bottle of chocolate syrup from the Hershey's camp, and then you decide to go on ahead and chisel down and look like a nutty buddy, and you get the kirking out, to what the hell? That's her fault.
Right. I act so bad for her in a way. I mean, I don't know her like that, but just like you know, everything that's been put out and publicly, like, I'm really convinced that like he should have left a long time ago. And I think that he's so selfish to keep stringing that family idea along with her, and then you create another kid that's not that old. And I just think that he wants out, but I feel like he was scared to want out because of what he preaches, and he wasn't ready to face everybody. So all this sneaking around was what he was doing. But I just think that he wanted to leave a long time ago. But I just think he's real selfish for just stringing that family idea with her along. And I know some people will say, well, she's, he already cheated once, this, and the third. Okay, well, they married. We really don't be knowing what he be saying to her. We just don't know. But I don't know. I just kind of feel a little bit bad for her a little bit.
I feel bad for her because she is the quote unquote ideal of what these men say they want in a way. Natural hair, fit, feminine and friendly, godly woman's, staying at home, not ratchet in the street. Yeah. And she still got played. So that's definitely not going to encourage women to get on the straight and narrow. So they're not even thinking about that. It's just the chick with the BBL thighs. How you got thighs that fat, but your butt don't match? What had happened? Why you got on Family Dollar panties on somebody's Instagram? Why are you on display? But that's a joint that they want to smash because they love the hoes. But I think that he stayed because I think Danae is actually the brains behind his brand. I don't think that he's mentally adept enough to manage his brand on his own.
But I'll say one thing, Bobby, you definitely hit it on the head. She could be the spokesperson for natural, what these men do claim that they really want. Because the girl was natural from damn head to toe. She was a natural in all the areas. And for that to happen too, and the woman that he chose to cheat with was just, wow. That shit was wild to me.
It was wild. I took one glance and was like, whoa, Nelly now.
Yeah, they don't want no damn math. That's what they
baby, she was in the video throwing up krypton.
She was. But you see how she learned a hard lesson. Like, here's the thing. You can support your husband and stay with him after he cheats, but don't be publicly coming out with him to support him or show that you support him when he has shown that he doesn't even respect you enough to wear a condom. Don't do that. Because when you do that, you're inviting the devil in your house.
That's not what she did. Y'all better stop sleeping on Danae. Shout out to Danae Jackson for being one of the smart ones, baby, and leaving with an exit strategy intact. Come through with the bad, come through. Baby has all type of merch. She is pushing her holy girl line, her holy girl bonus, her little Christian miracle books, self-preservation, salvation queen.
She pushing her shit.
She said she pushing it. I just didn't like the fact that she came out wishing people death on people over him, and it's like, girl, like, listen, your man is a dirty dick nigga. Why is you out here putting religion in this? Like, stop it. But she couldn't help herself, and now it's like, wow, like, he's still doing the same thing to you, but I'm sure you're not gonna stay, are you? I think she will come back. I really do.
I think she will too. I think it's gonna die down a little bit, and I think she's gonna stay. I do. And if I'm wrong, then shit, I'm wrong. But from looking at it and seeing how she is, and for me to guess the type of man he is, because how he moving and the bullshit he be saying, I think she's gonna stay.
I think so. When it comes down to that relationship, and they were clowning her about that curse, she was reading the scripture, because if you even look at her Father's Day post, she still was uplifting him. So serious shout out to her for upholding the standard as a wife to the bitter end. See, that's another thing that these pick-me chicks don't even understand. When you're a wife, not a girlfriend, not the smash box, the wife, and you have the kids, even in your hurt, you have to behave a certain way, because your children get to now look back on your life, and that's their father. So if you got any sense about you, you're not trying to be the one to vilify him. The whole world can, but you still gotta have his back, because that's the cohesive unit of family. But they want that back in the day love.
But you want to know what's crazy to me? If the roles were switched, I don't think men are expected to be like that. Because if the roles was switching, she was stepping out like that, he would have been out on the next thing smoking, and nobody will blame him for jacking up the kids' mental state or nothing like that. But for a woman, she has to, like, the way society looks at it is, no matter what her husband does, she got to stay through it out. She got to support it, and she got to move in a certain way where she's putting her kids' mental state first, and she got to think about that. But as for men, when he don't like shit, he gonna get the fuck. He gonna leave, and society looks at that like that shit is okay. But for a woman, I just feel like we get beat down pretty hard over a lot of things.
Well, to bring it back to the polygamy talking point, because knowledge and relationship, we see you, but this is how society is set up. It is set up for a man's pleasure, even though the condoms are ribbed for hers. Like, it's showing that. You like that, right? You like that? It's showing that they just view women as sexual objects. It's a sexual objectification. And men that want to sexually objectify women are going to do that. And it doesn't matter if they're in committed monogamous relationships or not. They're going to live their best polyamorous fantasy. So what do we tell women moving forward? Should women move in that same energy?
Here's the thing. If women move in the energy of we just want to have as much sex as we want to have, I don't think we're going to be as prosperous as we can be in life. However, if women say, well, look, if 20 women could have access to Kobe Bryant, for instance, right, instead of his one wife, I think, the whole idea of, polygyny will work because it's really beneficial. But in today's day and time, it's not of no benefit for a woman to be polygynous. It's like you said, I'm gonna be with you, and then you're gonna be out here. You can just, if me and you get into an argument, you could just leave me and boot me out, especially if we in the West, because you already got other women. It's like you feel entitled to basically tell me, F me if you don't like something I said, and then go and just be with somebody else that you already with, I guess. I don't know. But I'm just saying the incentive just creates a worser environment, in my opinion, when we forego that. But I mean,
that's where I think. Go ahead, Shay.
No, I was just saying, like, that whole, I like that comment. Talking about some. So do women financially objectify men? We are not the same.
No, women sexually
want us to be the same.
Yeah.
Some women sexually objectify y'all, and y'all can't really take it when the women that sexually objectify you tell you to your face, yeah, you're a piece of meat. Let me pop up on it. Because if we look at the males' categorization of polyamory in women, they say we have 5 men. We have our man we go out to eat with, our man we go shopping with, the one that gives us money, the one that gives us the D, and the one we just kick it with. So I think if you want to go in the only thing you as a male species are looking for from an additional partner is the vagina, again, the women have it. Yeah. Hands down. We know how to make a situation work for us, damn it. Make the situation work for you. Find you a woman that knows how to cook that fayaya. Find you a woman that got that toto, that fuego. Find you a woman you can talk to. Find you a woman you can go shopping with. Find you everything it is you want. Build you a chick with the chicks that want to build that way with you. But be honest enough to tell the truth. Because when you get the lying and then you activate the crazy switch in the females, don't come crying to social media when she busts the windows out your car and key up your tires and set your house on fire. Oh, that hoe's crazy. No, nigga, you crazy for thinking she was stupid.
Yeah.
That is the truth, though. Yeah. They do be, yeah, that is the truth. Especially with this whole polygyny piece. They think you stupid enough to say, oh, well, let me be with you while you be polygynous. This, that, and third. And like I said, I got sucked into it once before, but I realized after going through it, yeah, no, this right here is not beneficial, let alone to women. It's not.
I don't know. Listen. If you are a millionaire, no, sir, that's not if you just barely made $1 million and now you think you're in the millionaire circle.
You got to make it every month, I think.
Multiple millions, right? You, sir, and if you can afford to take care of multiple families, yes, you have options. However, the other 99% of y'all,
that's not what it is. Right.
Get your life. Y'all can't go on a date. Y'all can't get a woman hair done. Y'all not trying to get a woman nail done. Y'all got a problem going half on the rent. Y'all need women to go half on bills with you. What you gonna do? The half of the money you spend on bills, give 25% of that to the next woman. What that look like?
She said, "What that look like?"
Look like they ain't ready.
She said, "Look, it ain't even." Well, okay. I'll say this, right? I'm not saying that women shouldn't have the option to opt into that, right? Because to a degree, maybe that might work for you if you're in a dire circumstance, right? Whatever. But I'm not saying that like polygyny should be outlawed. But what I am saying is that the way polygyny is supposed to be practiced, it can't be practiced like that here. Not here. No. And it's not women's fault either. It's not women's fault that it cannot be practiced here in the US. So, I think a man that's willing to commit is a man that is to be respected. One, because he is committing. But when you commit and you don't, and you only commit in your mouth, not in your deeds, that's when you deserve whatever you get from a woman, whether or not it's a full-on divorce where she trying to take everything, or it's just you and her signing some paperwork and her just filing for get a little bit of child support.
Yeah, get a little bit. Yeah, they hate that. They don't like it.
I used to work at child support, and I remember there was always a lot of girls, right, that had guys paying $200, $150 a month child support. Meanwhile, they will always be extra mean whenever somebody would talk about it. And I'm like, dude, you okay? $150 a month, and this girl's daycare is $800 a month, and you complaining,
crying and shit.
I'm just saying they complaining, and I'm like,
this though. If the kid was with you like the full time, you'll be spending the minimum of what child support is even making you pay. So you'll be spending way more than that if the child was living with you. So I don't know.
But that would mean that they would have to stop buying Jordans and Xbox 360s and remote controllers and games like little kids. And I mean, to answer the point, with the median salary being $70,000 a year, half of half winds up being $336.54 a week for the mistress. And I'm just saying, and I know people get mad and they might feel like the point is redundant, but this is just to highlight to these men, the average monthly child support payment is $437. So if that's a problem for you, can you really afford to pay a mistress $330 a week? And that's
like, or the real question is, can you even afford to be out here having raw sex? Like, what the hell are you doing? Or not even raw sex period. And you over here crying about that little chunk of change a month, like you're crying about taking care of something that you help create.
Right.
Like, and blowing me.
When we talk about raw sex, they having raw sex because they can't afford condoms and they're too lazy to go down to Planned Parenthood.
It is sad, and you know what? It's sad, and I've heard worse. Like recently, I heard about I've heard worse. But to be honest with you, like women and men are still working out their relationship. Like I don't think the relationship between, or the at large relationship between men and women is something that's over. I do believe that the conversation is still ongoing, simply because, what else are they going to do without one another? All we got is what we got on this planet. So, we're still having a conversation.
Since Knowledge in Relationships keeps taunting us about this question about financial objectification,
Right.
I have my opinion, but I'll
go ahead.
Yes, women financially objectify men because men are too busy trying to get as much of everything that they can. So when men start to lead with emotions, spirituality, leadership, and actual support, women can stop viewing them through the green colored glasses of finances to make sure that the cost benefit analysis is worth the risk of investments. I hope my answer is clear enough. But what y'all think, ladies?
I like that answer.
I like it too. I like it too. I would just say that there's a double standard. A woman is supposed to want to exploit a man in a certain way financially. She's supposed to. That's her nature. That's what she's supposed to be doing. At the end of the day, if you don't like it, you can go be with another man. But that's what women do. Like, and I always tell people, not intimidate, but I influence the men in my life like really hard, just because that's my nature to do that. So, I don't shy away from that. But yes, if you want to say, are we objectifying men? Yeah, we're treating them like objects, right? Now, it might be objects of endearment, but we're still treating them like objects because that's what that is. And honestly, I don't even think women mind being treated like objects. It's just, don't disrespect us. This is what I'm saying. Like, you can look at me like a physical thing that you desire, that you want to do things with, that you want to use, right? Just don't abuse me. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can use me, but never abuse me. Like, I don't do that. And there's a clear line of separation there. So I don't mind a man looking at me as an object, right? But he does have to understand that you're looking at my body. You're not interacting with me. Who I am, I don't know why my phone keeps going off like that. Who I am is not my body. So I don't mind you objectifying my body. We're just not gonna sit here and say, oh, it's okay for you to abuse me. No, it's not.
And to the point in the chat, talk about something, well, we choosing the wrong men and label it on all men. Wrong again. Like, we are choosing the men that are out there. Just like when men say, oh no, because most women are like this, and most women are like that, and most women are not doing this. Y'all are choosing the wrong women and labeling it on most and all women. Like, it's ridiculous. And then to say what we're describing as a high value man as opposed to the average man is marauded and has these delusions of grandeur that they are a high value man. I didn't see men running it up with the high value man talking points. Meanwhile, their background looks like, what is going on? Right. Their equipment is trash. Their cameras are trash. Their shoes look ran over. Their clothes look like they went down to the Piggly Wiggly or the damn local Old Navy, whatever. Not Old Navy. Y'all know what it is. The Red Cross. You know what I'm saying? Or Goodwill store. Okay. They done picked up their outfit from that pick a song of sixpence. Broke dudes talking these high value man talking points. And I very rarely see men that are like, yo, bro, you're not a high value dude. Are you sitting there on that $69.99 gaming chair talking like you're wealthy?
I hate that damn chair. If I see another man sitting in that damn gaming chair on this YouTube, I'm gonna freaking explode. Like, I
and they be all up close to the camera because they want you to know they got it.
With the chair, I'll be like, gaming chair. Oh damn, I hate that damn chair.
And here's the thing, I seen it in the store too.
You'll see it, and I swear it's the black and the outline and the blue, like the most popular one.
Yeah, that is the popular one with the blue outline.
Yes.
Lola, if you get that chair, I'm gonna be severely disappointed in you. Okay. I'll be like, no sis, no sis.
If I get it, I'm gonna have Manosphere on the head, like
that's it, right?
Manosphere 2023, flashing lights.
All right.
People gonna be like, she is petty. Like,
you know, those type of men that be talking like they can just get the type of woman that they claim that they want. In the back of my head, I be like, now you know damn well, like you know you ain't getting that.
Well,
TP on butter, they be overweight, and then they be talking about I got options.
I seen that an overweight man talking about he got options. Now, here's the thing: if he got money, I can see why he's saying, "Okay, I can afford to put a chick on a yacht. I can afford to take her to this, that, and third. So yeah, I got options." Mm-hmm. But most of them like that, they do not have those options. They just don't.
Ain't got them damn options. Some got some damn options. They talking about, and you big as hell. Talk about something you want a skinny woman like that shit. But like you said, Miss Oshun, if he balling, I guess he do got options.
Right. If he's balling, but you notice with a lot of men, they tell you on those men balling represent top 1%, not the bottom 99. Mm-hmm. So
y'all mean to tell me it's true? YouTube is the magical wonderland where all the top 1% reside, because the last time I checked, people that were in that tax bracket actually were working and going to the gym and going to sleep and getting up and running companies. I didn't know they were on YouTube all night, every day.
Yeah.
Right. I didn't know. This is news to me.
Girl, look, it's news to them too.
Just listen here, love like it's like news to you. But you know what? And I'll say this because I don't want to keep you guys too much longer.
Who wants a flat booty? Listen, come on now, stop it.
He don't even want that. He just say he don't want that.
What's wrong with big men wanting skinny flat booty? You see that's a backhanded compliment, right? Mm-hmm. Skinny flat booty women, like it's like that's a backhanded compliment. I see what you're doing. All right.
They don't. That's why men with money get them, and then they send them right to Dr. Hollywood, and they plump that butt up with them injections, and they give them some titties, and they make sure them abs pop up, and then they share them out with their friends because it's a polyamorous society. So you know, ain't no fun if the homies can't handle it.
Okay, that's what they do. Yeah, you're right. They get them, build them, and go on pass them along. That sounds about right.
If homies can't have one. Well, I'll say this right. Since I've been educating myself on the quote unquote infamous nature of men, I will say that I've learned to watch what they do more than what they say. Mm-hmm. I've also learned that, you know, when men want certain things, it's as toxic as it might be, it's because there's something missing within inside themselves. And if you want to address it, sure. But if you can't, if life is supposed to leave those behind that don't measure up. But I would say probably, you know, if I know someone, I'm gonna say something. But that's how I feel about it. And again, I'm not knocking polygyny if that's your lifestyle, or polyamory. But the thing about it is, if you not about it, right? In terms of its true formation, then stop doing that, because we got bigger problems than these dudes running around talking about let's save the community and be polygynous. Meanwhile, all they want to do is fuck off on something. Like, stop. Go pay for pussy. Like, don't just do what you need to do, but stop. That's all I'm saying.
They can't afford it.
She just said they can't afford that shit.
They can't, but they claiming they can though. Mm-mm.
No, they're not. They listen. Men telling themselves a lot when they still having the same conversation. Why should we do X, Y, and Z when women are giving it up for free? What I say is women, because these men think y'all weak. They think y'all can't do it. Close your legs to them all. If you're not getting commitment that you want, whether it be polyamory or monogamy or whatever, don't give them no box. And guess what? If the dude decides to move around, you are not emotionally attached because you didn't let him into your garden. And men, have a little more, put some respect on your eggplant. Put some respect on that thing. Stop putting it everywhere. Some people got a whole, you know what I'm saying, a blender inside their garden. Don't go in there. It's bad for your health. Don't do it. No.
Damn. But listen, I'm in total agreement with you on that, because it's just getting ridiculous now. Like, I thought we were past that point in history, but apparently not. But and you know what? I know the guys in the chat, they want to, you know, make statements. Now, here's the thing, because this is the part of the segment that if you want to make a statement and you want us to address the statement. Now, I'm not addressing all statements if it's like too much. Like, if y'all ask me these run-on questions, I'm not doing it. But if you, hey, Sir Hale, if you want to, if you really want to say something, ask us out a question about polygyny, go ahead. We will entertain it for right now, just a little bit. And if just go ahead, ask the question.
Would you say you go entertain it just for a little bit?
Yeah, just for a little bit. We'll entertain the question.
A little bit.
Because I see they in here talking. What they saying? They just laughing, acting like we just crazy. Okay. Hold on, I'm going back.
Okay, now what? Had to hydrate.
He said, "What did I just click on?" Vaughn, Eric, don't make me come up to the city for you, okay? Tell me what you just clicked on. Okay, what you just clicked on is the life water you need. Okay.
Okay, is that Mr. That one man with the crazy name? Remember he showed up on the Monday night too, the KCO one that was begging for the link. I can't stand you.
Hey, listen. If you got a question for us, go ahead and spit it, because see, this is y'all not gonna say that I was trying to bar y'all out of the conversation and I was filibustering. I'm not trying to filibuster. I just don't. I know you guys are in your feelings. You feel like I'm wrong. I get it, but no. If you got a question, what's your question then? Knowledge in relationships. What's your question? You got a question. What is your question? Like, and don't ask nothing like, okay, never mind, I'm not gonna tell you what not to ask. What's your question?
While he's typing his question, do you notice that whenever women are talking about the feminine perspective on a situation, these men will be like, oh my God, it's a noticeable bias. What do you think the conversation is when men are giving their perspective? Oh my God, it's a notable bias. That's the point of conversations, to get different vantage points. Duh.
What? He said, why I conflate so much? Oh my God. Okay, so if y'all haven't noticed, all right, I ain't conflating anything. I'm making a raw statement that men may not want to hear, which is monogamy helps y'all stay in play. It doesn't help women. Women don't really benefit from monogamy as much as you think they do. They benefit from everybody shooting for the top 10% and actually being with the top 10%. Like, that's what benefits women. Being monogamous to the average everyday Joe, to be honest with you, is more beneficial to Joe than it is to anyone else. So I'm just making an observation. And here's the thing: you can further go and read watch the video by Sister God. That's men benefit from monogamy more than women. That's the name of the video. she makes a lot of good points in that video, because it's like it dealt with some real stuff right there. I really had to really look at her points and say, you know what? Maybe the way I saw it before isn't true, you know. So, and it was, again, I haven't really heard that perspective, because I thought polygyny was the enemy and monogamy was it. But I'm like, hold on. So what she's saying is monogamy, nothing really benefits us, because if you're not legally married to the man, okay, it don't benefit you no matter how much money he make, okay, or how many women he's sleeping with. It don't benefit you, period. So where we at with it? That's what I'm saying. I am not conflating anything.
I have a question actually from my Sky viewer. Shout out to my Sky viewer. Hey, Sky Bay. They said, so if a guy can pay all the bills, is that enough?
Enough for what?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. Enough for what? Because I know out there, they think just because they pay all the damn bills, they don't think they have to show up emotionally and mentally sometimes, because they think they pay all the bills. So just because they pay all the bills, when the woman is having a bad day, he's allowed to tell you to hold on to that shit another damn day. So you got to be careful for men like that, because a lot of men will do that shit to you. They will tell you, you ain't got to do nothing. I'm going to take care of this. I'm going to take care of that. I just want you to just be fine and be a woman and just take care of the kids. But you need to be careful, because whenever you need them emotionally and whenever you want to say, babe, sit down and talk, don't be surprised when he hit your ass with a not right now, or what is there to talk about? You should be happy. You should never be mad. I get you this, I get you that. Right. So you need to be careful, because men out there are definitely doing that shit.
They definitely are doing that. That's
no. There's an addendum. No. They're saying that, like, if you just have a basic lifestyle and they can't have you keeping up with the Joneses. And I think the answer is still the same. It's not enough.
Yeah, it's not enough. Yeah, I think the answer is still the same. It's not enough. It's always going to be more than finances.
But just because I'm cooking, cleaning, and having sex with you doesn't mean that I don't have to talk to you and respect you. That's not what that means. It doesn't mean I don't have to respect your mother when she comes around because I'm cooking, cleaning, and laying on my back. It's like, it's like let's stop doing that. It's like that's toxic. It's like, if you say, well, if he's paying all the bills, is that enough? At the end of the day, a basic man is supposed to pay bills for his house. Whatever bills that is, whether it's $150 a month or $150,000 a month, his job is to pay his bills. So that doesn't move the needle. At the end of the day, the common man benefits from monogamy more so than polygyny, because if polygyny is only beneficial to rich men, it's not really beneficial to regular men. What is the incentive of more than one woman getting with a man that can't afford a woman, let alone a child? Like, what's the likelihood of that? It's not.
Listen. So, someone asked an additional question. So what's enough? What's enough is, like, if you're gonna be monogamous, finances are a bonus. They're an added benefit. If you're gonna actually be a life partner and the yin to a yang, that's what's enough. If you're going to be the balance of energy, then that's enough. But that's not what the prevailing majority of men are offering, because men are showing, evidenced by the talking points, the incessant videos, the whole entire blog post and everything else, that what they want is sex and a sandwich, and for women to be quiet, which is completely minimizing the totality of a woman.
What she did, right. It is completely diminishing that.
Yeah, damn.
Now to address the question, who said, can men come up? I told y'all in the back chat. No, I'm not doing y'all tonight. Because see, what you're trying to do is come in and have Raw B shoot you down, and then have me clown you, and then have Love Shack over here play the on you, like, Yeah, like unfortunately, Lola has turned this into no man's land. But like I said, y'all got questions, put it in the chat. But I mean, I'm not gonna hold these ladies up on their Friday night because y'all just need to understand from real women that don't care about your feelings, how we really feel about and what it really is when it comes to polygyny. Like, let's stop with all this whole we building shit. We ain't building nothing. We just living out here. Period. So y'all can talk that, but no, y'all you ask your questions in the chat and we'll get to it. But if y'all don't have no questions, listen, I don't want to see nobody talking shit on no other live streams. Talking about Lola didn't give nobody a chance to talk, and she was filibustering and she was projecting, as they like to say over here. I project on everybody. It's like, no.
Project what though? Like that would mean that you're dealing with a man that wants to be polygamous. That would mean that like you're not satisfied being a single woman. That would mean that would infer that you are single or whatever. Like this is the thing that is very interesting to me about YouTube. No one ever asks a question, yet they have so many assumptions.
Lots of assumptions. Listen, y'all make panels of all men all the time.
Exactly.
Every day.
This is called toxic femininity and the oppression of men and misandry for not allowing men on the...
Yep, it is. Whatever. It's about time we have some balance in the space. I'm just saying real quick, like, even let's just quarterback it and let's give you the caveat that all of the, the trolling y'all are doing in the chat is right and exact. Do you know how many times that we like click through a video and we are just stuck like, say what? What you talking? Who? Like y'all do this every day ad nauseum. Oh wait, I forgot because women have been doing it for 50 years and y'all want to be like women. I don't understand. I'm confused. I'm so confused.
Stop triggering them right now.
Right.
She said, listen, y'all want to be like women anyway. So what? He said,
I pay for my stream.
I know that's right.
Well, listen, no, I didn't make the assumptions. What I'm saying, it wasn't just about the chair; it's about the lifestyle. Y'all say we wouldn't know money if we cheated. What we do know is you spent $69.99 on that gaming chair. That's what I had said. I said when you couple that with the butter yellow teeth and the butterball face and the Goodwill Pickens, and the backgrounds that's less than savory, it things that make you go, is he all right? Or is he... Right.
Or, yeah, is
this something else? Can I have another? Holding out the change cup. Like...
Well, maybe growth old soul got a gaming chair.
Oh, okay. Oh, my bad. Also,
they got it. They did. They trying to defend themselves.
Yeah, he probably.
Knowledge in relationships might have one too. My bad. Knowledge in relationships.
You got the black one with the blue lines, or you got the black one with the red on it. Which one?
Right, and I love when people that be going on these soliloquies and like how you said, Lola, with the run-on questions and run-on sentences, then say you rambling. Yes, this is what it feels like when we listen to some of y'all.
Here's the thing. They will ask me a series of questions.
This couch, okay? Baby, this luxury right here. This is Fox. You ain't never seen this Fox, have you? Don't do me. Don't do me, baby. Don't play, baby. We don't do no gaming chair.
Don't you have a gaming chair? Listen here, okay? Listen here. Not do you have a gaming chair? Okay. So y'all just trolling now.
I don't got no
me pay for all of our seats. Okay. I hope so. I hope you pay.
I talk too much shit to have a gaming chair.
Right. It says, stop it, sister. You said if he was overweight, he wasn't getting money because high value. I don't understand.
No, I don't think we said that. That's not what we said.
Yeah, no, I didn't mention anything about high value men being fat or working out.
Yeah, we ain't say that now. Okay. Yeah, I don't know about
Being overweight lets me know that how much you care about yourself. That's what being overweight sends a signal to me about. Being overweight lets me know who's cooking for you and who's not, and why. Being overweight lets me know a lot about your family history. So don't sit and act like, well, when we judge a man's weight, it's not legitimate. Don't do that.
Yeah.
It's legitimate.
Girl, New Growth Old Soul said he's sitting on acres, honey. I know that's right. All right.
Oh, with his gaming chair? Okay.
Yeah, he claimed he ain't got one. He said he's sitting on acres.
Well, that's that grown talk right there. So I respect that. Like, I ain't sitting on
acres. I ain't mad at you.
He said, I got these acres. I see you. So, and here's the thing, right? I get it that a lot of men don't want to come up and talk, but they want to get on the panel because they really just want to show you how emotional they can be towards your talking point. That's it. They don't really want to do anything else. They just want to show you how emotional they can be. And I get it. But see, when they get on them all male panels and talk about how women need to level up and compete and be in the market, and that market might consist of a lot of polygyny, whatever the case may be, I get frustrated because I'm like, yo, when we on the women's panel, y'all be just emotional. You don't really.
Yeah, they just be too emotional. Yeah, they too yeah.
Have you seen them go back and forth with each other over that?
Yeah, they just want the link so they can yell at us.
Right, and listen, y'all ain't getting the link so y'all can yell. So with that, I think I'm a bit all of you non-asking questions. Like, let me say. You would allow us to come up and hit you with the first. Okay, first off, I'm not being accountable. This is a discussion with women. If you want to ask a question, all of us will answer, but you don't have to come up to do that because I know what y'all gonna do. You're gonna try to keep these ladies here so they can't go do anything else. No, I know how y'all go. 5, 6, 8 hours. No, we're not doing that. If you're gonna ask a question so we can answer it logically, like men, well, you're not. Who said this? I'm just this insistent dropping and saying one of the personal I enjoy. So ain't none of this personal. Yeah, ain't none of it personal. But I'm telling you now, people gonna be upset talking shit later on because it's personal.
I got you. I think Manning Jeans would be a good one for a balanced stance.
The reason I think he say genius is because with him, he wants a competitive woman, but he just wants a woman that can represent him correctly. He don't want a bunch of women he got to manage. No.
Yeah.
A woman that he knows he don't have to manage, and she good with representing him in the street.
Yeah, he wants a nice little orange piece.
She's an ornament piece. Now here's the thing. I ain't mad at what M. Manic want because the way he articulated, I'm not mad at that. Now, to be honest with you, the way JP line up his ladies, I'm not. I can't. I can't. I can't. Like I'm gonna need Jamaican Jesus out here.
I'm crying. Oh my God.
Jesus.
A good balance. I don't know. He's a different kind of man to me. He seems like the kind of man where, like, I don't know, maybe I'm a different type of woman, but he comes off as the type of man where he wants his woman to be like a workaholic, sexy trophy type woman. Mm-hmm. Like, he want to be able to be like, go to his homeboys and be like, she made this amount of money and she looked like this and she got this. Like, that's the kind of woman. And I think sometimes when women are put in that position, I think they get mentally disrupted, and a lot of the time they don't say anything because a lot of the times they can't really they can't really feel how they feel, because one day that lady might hit you with a, instead of me wanting this 6-figure job, what I really love is only gonna pay me, $30,000 less, and you have to be okay with that. But maybe he's not the type of guy that might not be okay with that. Right. He might be like, hell nah, you my workaholic decorated trophy. You gotta be like this. So that's the energy I get from seeing him on panels, that he's not a flexible man. When he's the type where this is the kind of woman you're gonna be, there ain't no going down from there in his eyes. So that's how I do.
Oh, I see. From what I've seen of him on panels thus far, I think he's super sweet and I think he's super adorable.
Yeah.
So
he is. He's sweet and adorable. But you just described him like a little kid. I'm fucking weak. He is short though in real life. He's short. He's small.
I mean, here's the thing. I don't see small stature in his mindset and in his disposition, though. I don't see that. But if he is, if he's not tall or whatever, or below average height, he makes up for it in other areas of his. But
he has to though, because he got to talk big because he's not big. So you got to come with a lot of shit when you missing a lot of stuff.
Right, when you missing a lot.
If you put him in a room, if you put a dude that's like 5'6" in a room with a bunch of men that are 6'3", 6'4", 5'11", 6'8", like he's gonna be easy to bypass. So he has to have good conversation. He has to bring a shitload of shit to the table. He has to have what swag. He has to have a hell of a mouthpiece in order for a woman to stop him in a room like that.
Right. And then
I think so.
I think that.
I think some of the short dudes are so cute.
You keep calling.
They're so aesthetically pleasing. Look, I had to catch myself. They're so aesthetically pleasing that they don't have to. They
will stick out though. If you look at it like that, he will stick out because he's gonna stick out.
Right.
I don't know. I dated a short guy before, and I'll be honest with you, I wasn't. I mean, it was a pretty nice relationship, and I mean, intimately, it was great. But I mean, you short dudes. It's like, listen, if you short in your mind, you'll be even shorter in your body. But don't get mad at me because I got a short lunch or whatever. Like,
listen, I think we should just start pairing off based on height. I think the short people should gather together because I'm selfish and I'm 5'11" and I need all the tall men on the table. I'm just saying I'm hating, and that's it. I can admit it.
Like me a tall man too, honey. So
yes.
And that's the thing. I'm not even talking about short men because I know they come with perks too. They do. But I mean, tonight, all we saying is, as far as polygyny is concerned, if y'all got a dude and he's short, I'm telling you now, he is not pleasing both them women. They up there taking that half drained nut up in them, like that's what they doing. Right. He up here faking orgasms because he can't keep up and shit. Like, you know what I mean?
Did you say half drained nut?
Half drained nuts, like for real.
Do they have half nut clarity? Half
nut clarity. But see, he'll never give whole nut clarity because he not ready. Let's just say that he's not ready.
That is so funny. Oh my god.
I refuse. I cannot.
But they know that. They know that. But it's like next time they get on these panels and talk about, these women need to get with the program, and we need to be like somebody I know, and y'all know them too, get in the comment section talking about who need to be allowed to cheat. I'm like, look, you can cheat if you want to. See what happens.
It got so bad where they actually got like women that are like that actually will say some dumb shit like, I mean, you know, if I'm with a man that's making this much and if he tells me he has another woman, I'm cool with it. All over like material gifts. I just think that is so
Right.
funny.
Literally,
That's not
that's
what-
all it's over.
That's not what that is. Them girls is part of the LGBTQIA. They bisexual anyway, so they don't give a damn.
They
They're
like,
all right.
they like, fuck it. It is what it is. Let me just do this, get this motherfucking Chanel bag and call it a day. Let me just do this.
Well,
We're
that's
gonna be
it.
best friends. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if you caught it, but Miss Ocean, on one of our ladies' night, we had a girl on there and she was like that. And she ain't like girls, but she was okay with, I'm gonna let you think, but she was the type where, and she even said it. She said that she wants to be married, but she wants to be married to a man that makes a lot of money. But if she runs into a man that does make a lot of money and he tells her, I don't want to be married, but I want to have you and other women, she said she would give him a baby and she'll just co-parent. So basically, fuck what you want over some fucking money. That was the thing, and she said that.
That's rough.
Because
But
she craved a materialistic lifestyle over a legit
relationship.
like a legit family, like something that you want and you gave it up for some bags and maybe, I don't know, maybe a fucking car that he's leasing for you. Like, I'm telling you, that's just weird to me.
But you know, her mentality was flawed when she say she want to marry a man with a whole bunch of money.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, here's a news flash for you.
That shit was crazy to me.
A woman is always going to be aware of the money that you have. You understand what I'm saying? She's going to be aware of your station. She may not know your full portfolio, but she's going to see you. Right. If a woman is probing too deep about your money, yeah, she 10 times out of 10, she don't care about you.
Right.
10
times out of 10.
Yeah, and that's what it was. And that's why I was like, there's no way I'm not gonna, if I know I want these things in life, there's no way I'm giving that shit up for a half-ass man to be there half when I know I want something full. So I don't know, but
that's all they got to give when they want to do that quote unquote polygynous lifestyle. They only got half of themselves to give for the day, and then they only got time for their own kids. Like it's just hella weird. But again, where they get. Yeah, they good. It's we don't know you talk. I got you. But I'm not gonna hold you, ladies. I appreciate your time. And unlike some of these other panels, we not gonna go too long. Plus, you see how they quiet. But I bet you the next male panel they're gonna be talking mad. You know what? It's okay. He said there needs to be another hall. Who is that?
Yeah, that blog.
Oh my God, bless his heart.
Okay.
But yet you're here. Welcome.
Right. Like, what is you doing? You making yourself look kind of stupid, all black criminal. Like, really?
Child, honey. You know, them the type of people that really love that brown.
No, ladies. Y'all supposed to be upset. It's supposed to be outrage.
Exactly. We supposed to be like, fuck yeah. Don't say that.
I'm sitting here like you saying we the worst. It's like, well, get out our circle then, so we can like
work over here.
We the worst. Okay, so why you over here? That's a legit question. Why? Because I don't go to people's spaces that I feel are the worst.
Right.
I ain't never. Yeah, not at all. So
listen,
it is what it is.
Best thing you could do on this social media platform is laugh at the trolls. Like,
look at some of y'all are literally the worst, but you addicted to watching this, ain't you?
Yeah,
you addicted to watching this, right? Ain't you? I see.
Don't feed the trolls. I'm saying, what's y'all cash app? Hit the cash app though.
Yeah, that's man. Hit that cash out.
If you want us to subscribe, I don't know what you want us to do, but you need to pay us to do whatever you want us to do, or you need to get out. That's what you need to do, because there ain't nobody to keep dealing with you.
Thumbs up the video, subscribe, help the channel reach 2,000 subscribers.
Since
Okay.
you helping the algorithm on the chat, go ahead. Yeah, do that. Since you helping the algorithm posting.
Yes, and y'all, you in 2 accounts. I love that. That means you really, really got that energy. Yes,
Yeah, really
I want you to add 2 more accounts, right? Go add 2 more accounts, and then make sure you subscribe from those accounts too.
Yeah. Oh, they heavily
Thumbs
invested.
it up, thumbs it down. Either way, appreciate you. Get it done. Oh shit.
Yes.
Get it done, Billy.
Keep in mind, right? He's talking. He says, "What did he say? All a bunch of monkeys. Meanwhile, who look more like a monkey, us or you?
A rebus monkey at that,
right?" So I'm just saying, like, these people be funny, like they really be funny. But I ain't gonna go. He says, "Are you?"
But your dad is. Yes, yes.
Why knowledge and relations ain't blocked them yet?
I'm looking like they just letting them troll, but it's okay.
This is the thing. You don't block your trolls. Ladies, don't block your trolls. Let the trolls live. Let them chat. Because eventually they're like toddlers, right? When your child hits about 2 years old, they're gonna expend all their energy. They're gonna be all tucking out. Ooh, thank you. They're gonna be all tucking out. Ooh. And okay, thank you. They're gonna tuck themselves out, honey, and then they're gonna go to sleep. Go night night, go sleepy, honey.
Who said, "Hey, Chican, they raped my daughter"? Well, why is you here if somebody?
You go get them. It wasn't us. Go get them.
Somebody here did nothing to your daughter.
You're the center of my
joy. Because these dudes is really like in their feelings for real, okay?
Like all them damn white people beat them damn black people. They need to go on with that shit. Now y'all quit that.
Don't worry, darling. I'll be eating some lamb while you're in the chat typing, darling.
I'll be eating some lamb.
Robbie, like, and I'm still eating my shit in front of you. Like, what? Okay. Well, look, okay. M3, I think we're gonna call it a night because now we just roasting this dude or whatever. But you can start shut it down. But I appreciate everybody for coming up. I appreciate All Black Criminal. For being a little bit of a minstrel show because we did need to laugh at something at the end of the day because the rest of the dudes is just scared. But I know why you're scared. But I thank everyone. And it's been a good discussion. Yeah, like and you see how it was. Like it wasn't nobody like fighting it and rah, like they be doing this stuff. Okay. I feel like we're a little better over here, even though like tomorrow they're gonna say, "Lola, you was projecting. That wasn't even right. You ain't let us give a chance to defend ourselves."
They'll be all right.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that and be like, Yeah.
They're gonna blame Robbie, and y'all let Robbie sit up there and spew all that stuff because she hit me. Meanwhile, when I was calmed down, I was minding my business. Hating man.
He said that meanwhile I was calmed down. Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. Well, it's fine. M3. Oh my God, Mr. Best, you gotta come up now. We get ready to shut it down, Mr. Best. We get ready to shut it down. Like seriously. Like, we're shutting it down. Like I know you want to come up and filibuster, but we shutting it down. M3, where's you at?
Sleep.
I think he might be asleep. All right, so let me see something. Okay, no, girl, I'm still learning this thing. Okay, y'all. So I am not the tech person on this network. So I will be clicking these buttons and trying to figure it out.
How to end it.
Wait a minute, hold on. Wait. This is meant for you right here. This is meant for you right here. But these the same ones that want 1,000 women.
But yes, because they need the help.
They really do.
knowledge in relationships.